I think it's been a really tough transition actually to become co-parents again. I got very accustomed to doing everything um, in the first year of TC's injury. And when TC was ready to start taking things on again, I was probably the one who was more resistant. I was used to doing things my way. And I know other caregivers have experienced this too. My mom's been a caregiver for 6 years. And you get in the mindset of like, oh no, this is, I'm in charge here. I'm running this thing, you know? So I've had to ease up. I've had to step back in order to give TC a chance to do that. TC's his biggest confidence builder right now is being able to take care of us. So I have to let him take care of us. And I'm, I don't know, I'm resistant to that because when you've been in the position where it's just you kind of nervous about letting the reins go. It feels a little scary. You don't want to have somebody take care of you and then lose them again and then be in charge of yourself alone. But TC, it's very important to him to be able to take care of his family. And so just letting him bring me a glass of water or a blanket or a cup of tea or whatever it is, that makes him feel better about himself. And it also allows us the opportunity to be husband and wife again and not, caregiver and patient. And that's kind of the transition I think we're at now in year 2 is moving away from caregiver patient to our husband and wife relationship and seeing how it can look now that there's a brain injury involved. I think reestablishing our relationship as husband and wife is the number 1 priority right now, maybe even above therapy, because we're realizing now like we're all in this together, and he's got anger about what happened to him and I have anger about what happened to him, and sometimes we find that being together in the same space with all that anger is just not pretty. And so allowing ourselves to be husband and wife again has actually meant giving each other quite a lot of space. He's needed to return to some of his hobbies, to his friendships, which I was managing for a year. So if you can imagine like being the one to email everything for your husband and to respond to his text messages or whatever, I mean, he's needed to take that on himself again. So spending time with his own friends and doing his own thing and, kind of figuring out what hobbies he can still participate in, that's been really good for us, actually. He's needed to do his own thing, and I've needed space to heal. And I don't think I realized how much I needed that until we kind of got to this year 2 mark, and I was like, I'm exhausted. A year of caregiving is like 90 years of regular life. It's just incredibly stressful. So he gives me the chance to go to yoga and to just zone out and watch bad TV sometimes or to read a magazine. And then once we've had that space, we can come together and be husband and wife again. But we're still relearning it. It's very interesting. It's a path we had traveled together for a long time, and now it feels very foreign. So we know it's not going to look the same. We're not going to interact in quite the same way, but we're trying to figure out how to do it in a way that's respectful to each other.